It's your boy, Mr. Sturdy Pie.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Pixie.
What up, what up? You know who it is? It's your favorite cousin.
And we got a special guest today. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, this is your girl Raven from Raw Podcast. Y'all already know what time it is. Keeping it real and weird.
All right.
I don't know.
That's what it
Special
is.
guest.
Yeah,
It's a
she's
guest.
special.
Oh
This
baby,
the
don't
Black
even do
Woman segment
that.
today, so
Thank you.
this the Queen segment today. So
Okay, all right, you got it.
So yeah.
And bow down.
Right.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
All right, you got it. Y'all got it.
All right.
Let me go up here and share this.
You said we all live already?
Yep, we live.
Oh, okay. Well, shoot, we're going to kick it off, Pixie. You running everything today. I'm chilling.
All right, you guys. Today we got an awesome episode for y'all. We speaking high of the queens, the Black queens today. We got some pros and some cons, but there's some things that I want to get into with y'all today. Let's talk about it. You know, we got some things that's going on right now in society, and I'm really confused at how Black women are viewed, you know, and I'm pretty sure every one of us have had an opportunity to experience, even in the workplace, in regular outings, out with our friends, family members, where we are just viewed differently than other people. And I just want to know why. You know, does anybody else know why? Can y'all call in today and let us know exactly some of your experiences? Today you can hit us up at 757-964-9367. Call in today and share some of your experiences. But the first thing I want to get into is, you know, are Black women undervalued? Do you feel as a Black woman that you're undervalued, whether it be in your relationship, whether it be at work, amongst your peers, anything that you set out to do for yourself? Has there ever been a moment that you just felt undervalued? Let's get into it. Ms. Raven, how you feel about that?
Yes, child. I definitely feel like women are undervalued. I feel like now things are kind of changing where men are starting to appreciate women a little bit more. But beforehand, I really feel like women aren't appreciated. Like, for all that we do, we really are unappreciated. Like, I feel like men think that they have the world on their shoulders, but we definitely bear more than, you know, I don't want to kind of make it seem like women bear more, but we kind of bear more.
This
we
is not
really
gonna
have
be
a lot.
Episode.
We really do have a lot, because all you gotta do is, you know, we really look at men to be providers. We have to do more than just be providers and emotional support for our family and take on all of that healing as well. So we got to be a therapist, a counselor, a mama, a babysitter, I mean, coach. We got to be it all.
Time out.
Mm-hmm.
Who said that men can't do the same thing though?
But statistically speaking, women do it all the time, more than men.
Who's statistic?
Whose statistics?
Yeah, who's?
I mean, the government statistics. Living those statistics. How often do you see more men do it than women? And as you're growing up, you see more single moms being there than you do see more single fathers. Let's be real about it. The stereotype is that Black men run out on their families, and that's just plain and simple. That's backdating past my time and generation. So statistically speaking, this is what really happens.
Well, I have something that, I'm going to let you chime in on that, but I'm going to throw in one of the topics that we have that can kind of coincide with what you said. But there's justification, in my opinion, there's justification for that very statement. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel like that? Because I'm sorry, y'all, Mr. Sturdy Pot, he's T.O. when he's a dad, but on here he's Mr. Sturdy Pot. But as a single father, and this is one of the closest people that I know that is a single father, how do you feel about that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand that men do take care of their kids. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, 100%.
But see, the thing about it is, it's a lot of single fathers out here that's taking care of their kids
that are unrecognized. Absolutely,
exactly.
I agree with you. I agree.
So, like, I understand that mothers do a lot.
Yes, we do.
Y'all do a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from that. But what I'm saying is niggas out here too doing the same shit.
No, okay, maybe my wording was not there. Maybe I mean to say is that as women we're more looked at as the nurturer. Like, the ones that are looked at to take care of the kids. And people really don't look at men as the caregiver for a child because we carry child, and that's understandable in my opinion.
Yeah.
But still,
I think with dudes though, you gotta look at it too. Like since the beginning, the man wasn't the caregiver. That was always the woman's thing. You know what I'm saying? To go back, if you go all the way back, like the men were the hunters, gatherers, protectors. You know what I'm saying?
Providers.
So that was our thing. Now when it came to children, nurturing them, raising them up, that was always the mothers.
Yes.
Like even if we go ask our parents, we may be like, hey, what was it like growing up with grandma and granddad? They'd be like, man, look, grandma was the one who was there. Granddaddy went to work, came home, ate, went to sleep, and he ain't want to see no kids. You know what I'm saying? I was lucky if we got to talk to him. But and I think that the thing is some of that carries over to today still. But people want more also. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to don't just be the provider. Be the, give them that love too. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where that comes in at.
I think society definitely has changed and conformed to those changes a little bit, but there are definitely people still in that mindset where they think that women are supposed to be in the house and not provide, like, meet you 50-50 or can't meet a man 50-50. Like, there are men out there that definitely think that little of women where this is your place. This is only your place. So.
And to add to that, I do feel like that is a very touchy subject because you have a lot of men out there that expect you to work and also bring into the house and meet them 50-50, but they want you to have 100% of the workload in the household.
Don't call deadbeats. I'm sorry.
So I think that there have been a lot of women to experience that, and I see it all the time. Women saying, "Look, if I got to go out here and I got to pay half these bills and I got to meet you halfway, then we're gonna do half the responsibilities in this house. That means I'm gonna need you to throw in a load of clothes.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to wash the dishes. I'm gonna need you to
throw some
I'm gonna need you to
stove.
give a bath. I'm gonna need you to give a bath at night too. I'm gonna need you to help with some homework. I'm gonna need you to give me the same 50-50 that you expect me to give you on these household responsibilities. As far as keeping this house and this roof and these lights flicking and all of that. So there are some men who expect you to still be able to meet them halfway because as providers, either they just don't feel like it's necessary or they can't provide completely. So they still need your help in that aspect, but they want you to be the woman that they desire as far as the nurturer.
A full plate.
And I feel like that right there signifies where sometimes women are undervalued,
overwhelmed,
and overlooked.
I'm gonna say this too. I think a lot of that comes from, especially men growing up, and you may just have your mother. A lot of times, what mothers do, they'll do all of that stuff. So basically, as a dude, you just sitting around. You got your mama waiting on your hand and foot, doing everything. So when you get with your lady, that's what you expecting also. You know what I mean? Not saying it's right or wrong.
Well, it's the example that you've grown up to have, right? Is that basically what you're saying? Mm-hmm. You can only project back into society what you've received.
That's why I said a brief prayer because I'm raising a king. So I pray that my son does not look at it that way. I pray that my son looks at it as I'm his mother and that was my responsibility was to take care of you and provide for you. However, you shouldn't look at the next woman as being that for
your
you.
Mother figure.
Your mother figure. You know what I'm saying?
So what we have to do in all reality, what we do as mothers is to separate the understanding of what mom does as nurturer and what wife does as lover and nurturer. And I think sometimes if we don't clarify that, men grow up to expect what mommy did for you is what everybody should do for you.
Absolutely.
So that's how my mama do it. Right.
All the time.
My mama don't cook it like that. Get your mama over here to cook it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you want to make sure.
Call your mama.
Yeah, you want to make sure that we separate that when it comes to raising, men. So y'all get in there in these comments and y'all call in if y'all had some issues with that. Let us know because we got a lot of smaller topics that we're gonna run into this. And the next one is because this is a good one. Are Derrick Jaxson and Kevin Samuels, are they helpful or hurtful to the psyche of black women.
Kevin Samuels is my granddaddy.
We
There's
all
a lot
know
of
that
men out
Kevin
here that
Samuels
just
can go
love
to hell.
to hear Kevin Samuels go in on women. I mean, there was the first video that ever surfaced. He just dragged that poor girl for filth, and I'm just trying to understand why women
Took her back to her mother's
keep
uterus.
giving him the platform.
But you know what though? I don't even know who Derrick is, but the other guy. It's just, I mean, sometimes you gotta look at things. It's just for clout.
So you
Just to
think
get
Kevin
media
is doing it for
ratings.
clout?
Yeah, because who's his wife? He ain't got no black queen. So really,
I don't know
the shit
who
that
it
he's
is.
saying, this. Well, actually, to be
I
honest
think
with
Kevin
you,
does have a black wife.
I thought he had the white wife.
No,
No, that's Derrick.
well,
Derrick.
Oh,
there really
Derrick.
wasn't any a tabloid. Someone just put that out there. We're not sure of the validity of that statement, but
Word on the street.
word on the street at one point was that he didn't even date black women, so it was kind of hard to accept. Because Derrick Jaxson is a young man who has decided to get on Facebook and use his platform or all social media platforms to basically condemn men and make women
praise women.
praised about every single thing
Yes.
that is in a relationship. Me personally, I feel like he's a get in where I fit in and an opportunist type guy. I feel like he's used this as a way to excel or accelerate his fame, his social media fame, by gathering a all female audience, because of course women love to be gloated upon, love to be praised, and so with him doing this has created a platform for him to surge faster than if he would, so it's either one of the two. Either you're gonna be like Derrick and you're gonna praise everything a woman does and condemn everything a man does, or you're gonna be like Kevin Samuels and you're gonna just trash
and belittle women
and belittle her.
But he does belittle. I will say that part. But at the same time, dude be speaking some facts.
He belittles women. It's not about
Like,
what
he's
he's
speaking
speaking.
facts,
It's his
though.
approach. There is a way to talk to people, man and woman. Okay, so if you're there to give someone therapeutic or counseling advice, then your bedside manner should be a lot better. I don't know what his background is as far as his education, but if it's a DR in front of it, he should get it ripped away, because that's not how you speak to anyone, in my opinion. And then not only does he belittle women, he has no respect for women. And I'm speaking about Kevin Samuels, because yes, Kevin Samuels, he gives out little PP energy. I'm gonna keep it PG-13, because
He's
you
not my
can't
granddaddy.
be massive, elephant size, with a mindset that you have, Kevin Samuels. How about let you come onto our platform or their platform, or you can come on mine and let me and Miss Pixie rate you and read you for the filth that you are, because you're not a 10 that you think you are, because your bag is so big. You're actually a 2, and yeah, like I said, maybe a 1.5 because you give off little PP energy. That's just it. I don't like you, Kevin, and I don't think a lot of women don't like you either, because you don't respect yourself or the woman that you're with or your mother, in my opinion, by discussing women the way that you do. And that's just it. But I'm all for you, Derrick. I like you.
Oh hell!
Hey,
Well,
hold on.
ready for that one.
I don't like
for
him.
that one.
We not about to skip over this.
Yeah, I don't like
hold on.
Hey, my man, you got little people.
He got little PP energy.
Hold on.
Little toddler.
Let's let the guys
PP
chime
energy.
in. What y'all say to this?
Because I watch his videos, you know what I'm saying, on a nightly basis, probably.
Oh my God, you're a fan of Kevin?
Yeah, I rise with Kevin. I'm gonna tell you why though. You know what I'm saying? Now his approach, yeah, it's a little brash, but I think that the people who call in and speak, sometimes they need to hear that, because what happens in a lot of situations, and most dudes won't say it, but a lot of women out here.
You don't bring value to the table.
Well,
you don't bring value to the table. That's what he do. He cuts the women off before they can finish.
Now hold on, I'm gonna tell you why I feel how I do, and I'm gonna give both ends of it. So I think on one end is what people need to hear, because a lot of times, a lot of women are delusional. And they are used to every dude that they meet wanting to get up in their cheeks. So what they hear all the time is dudes praising them, like a Derrick Jaxson, just so he can split the seas and
Okay.
be out.
Okay.
So when you meet a guy that's not fascinated by it or not really into like, okay, I just want to have sex with you, so I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear, then to hear the opposite is like, well, how dare you?
You're
You know what I
offended.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it brings that balance into perspective. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I've heard them go in on guys also. And I go to the main one because that's the one everybody show. When he asked the one dude, he was like, "Well, shoot, do you got a big dick?" And everybody's like, "Well, why he say that?" He said, "Yeah, so you feel that a woman should choose you, but you make $800 a month. You fat as hell, and you can't even give her some big wood to compensate for it. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, hey, it's a fair
But
game."
can I say that I was not pleased by that either. I mean, I felt like I guess the world, some people might say the world has just gotten so used to being sugarcoated and coddled.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, beauty is in the eye of
The beholder. Preach, baby.
And for you to
I was
tell
gonna go there.
someone that they can never accomplish the goal of securing a 6-figure companion, you are out of your line. You're out of pocket. You're out of line, because I can guarantee you that there are a lot of successful men who do not require a Barbie doll on their arm, and you don't even know that they are 6-figure men.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
100%
There are a lot of millionaires on this earth. They're not all on TV. They're not all on social media platforms, and you'll probably never know 70% of their life. Because they're businessmen and businesswomen, and the grind is greater than the fame.
Amen. I think that Kevin, his thing is like he don't.
Image.
Yes, and then also it's just like, how can you tell that woman what she's looking for is wrong? Like, you can't tell someone what they're looking for is wrong. Like, oh, the man, the man that's looking for you don't want you because you got kids. Like, that's very disrespectful to me to tell someone, because a lot of men, let's be real, there are a lot more men out there with kids, in my opinion, than there are single mothers out there. Like, y'all, there are a lot of dads out there that reproduce and have their kids on their team, that women have to come in and now be the stepmother too and provide for as well. And for me, he gives off really F those kids energy too. Like, if you got kids as a woman, you're just not accepted. Like, you're just filth. You're scum. If you as a woman, that's terrible. Like, how can you tell us that? Like,
I just think we should get to a place where, black men should stand up and just say, hey, you don't have to cut our queens down. Because what I feel like is contradicting. A man will say, oh, I love a woman with confidence. And then she gets up here and say, I'm an 8, I'm a 9. And then you cut her down and say, no, you a 2.
Make her feel like
that. And you make her feel like she's less than what you have already required of her as a woman to have to be attractive. I mean, let's be honest. There are plus size women out here. And I have heard for years of men who used to say, Monique, for example, oh, she was plus size, but her confidence. Her confidence has carried her and made her sexy. Her confidence has made her appear in the room over thinner women, because she loves herself. She's confident within herself, and it doesn't matter what the opinions of the room are. Yes. When she walks in, she believes that she is the same, if not better.
And that's
than the other girls in the room.
That's another thing that society has placed on us as people, to think that, oh, you're skinny, you're beautiful. If you're big, you're ugly. Who? What? I don't get that. I don't understand that.
Ugly, skinny people.
Okay, but in the society,
and everybody's skinny is
that.
not healthy. Because I know a lot of skinny people that are diabetics. I know a lot of skinny people that have health issues.
I think the thing about big women, that didn't change. Niggas love big women.
They should have always loved big women.
No, I'm going to tell you what the problem was. They have always loved plus size women.
They hid it, though.
But they hid it.
And that was
These were the women that they chose to go to when the lights were off.
Absolutely.
And instead of praising them in the daylight, when they should be saying, when they should have been acknowledging them,
absolutely,
it was a crime. So they snuck with them on the late night. And I think those brothers right there should have been dismissed.
And men aren't accepting it. Is what it is. These women are no longer accepting being hid.
Absolutely.
If you're going to be with me and do these things that you want me to do as a woman, as a wife, as a girlfriend, then you're going to have me out here in public and treat me as such. And that's just period. Before you can come and clap them too. Okay? That's just period. I'm just, come on now.
All right,
I can
Miss
win and all that.
Raven. Yes.
Just period.
That's
Come
what's
through.
up. That's what's up like that.
Come
But
through
look,
with the
Oh, you gonna leave me? Oh,
Look,
man, he called me. He
Yeah, you know you
just
got the
came
bad
in and then he
knees.
left me.
You got the bad
Okay,
knees.
that's what
That's all
it
it
is.
is.
I get you back.
I'm 29 years old. What you
Bad
mean I got
knees.
bad knees?
In the mind.
Bro, we're not going here with that today.
We not.
But
Hold on. First, damn, y'all kept talking. I was trying to not.
you gotta keep up.
No, I was trying to be respectful and let y'all talk, and everybody just kept talking. And I was like, yeah.
And you talking now.
All right.
He still ain't made his point. You know what I'm saying?
So with that
Go
being
ahead.
said, because Mr. Stir the Pot, his eye is off right now, so his pot ain't even cooking.
He's in a crock pot.
Right.
He's slow roasted.
Unplugged.
He
Gotta
just sitting on the
unplug,
stove,
unplug.
and the water boiling nothing.
So y'all
Anyway.
gotta chime in.
What
Hit
we,
the line up.
what we not gonna do is okay. The saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. No, it's not. Cute is cute, beautiful is beautiful, ugly is ugly.
No, because
Period.
I've seen a lot of people
Period.
who might be
I don't
unattractive.
know, bro.
Period.
No,
Their
I'm gonna have
personality.
to
Period.
disagree. It might be somebody
Prime
that
examples down there. Ugly is ugly, and it's going
To
do
you, but
what
to
it's
me,
gonna
he's
do.
attractive. And
Damn.
it's not only because of his looks, but his personality as well.
Damn.
and that right there will get him a win when somebody
Damn.
will look right past you.
Shut the fuck.
And I dress good.
What personality?
He had to
My
make sure
brother-
he
Yeah,
did
ain't that in there? Ain't
You
that
know
dressed
what I'm saying?
good?
And I dress
So-
But
good.
look, I mean,
That's
y'all,
my nigga though. I'm just playing.
I
That's my
understand what
nigga,
you're
man.
saying though.
Yeah.
To some people, there are no corners to cut with looks.
Yeah, because sometimes you be like,
But have you ever been out and seen somebody and seen have you ever went out somewhere
Have
and
I?
seen a guy that you probably would say to yourself, "Woo, child, he is fine," and then you see his partner, and you would have never guessed that he would have been attracted to a woman of her looks or caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Fine black
They
dude.
don't even match
Fine
Don't
black
match.
looking
dude,
scale.
Absolutely.
suburban
All the
part,
time.
white
Because
lady,
guess
All
what?
the
It's
time.
somebody
crackhead
for
face
everybody.
and shit.
Mhm.
It's somebody
All
for
the time.
everybody. And what you may not like, somebody else may love.
Shit. I
So
don't
beauty
like
is in
you.
the eye of the beholder,
Problem.
man. Because, like,
Yeah.
if...
What about Delicious
You the one
and
looking at
Flavor
Delicious
Flav?
and
And the guy who
the
was
guy
in
from
prison.
the guy from the
Central
The
Park
eight-
Five.
Central Park Five.
Yeah. I think that was a business deal.
Always shoot your shot. I don't care what you got
I
going
did not
on.
expect them to get together at all, but I love them together because it's like he accepts her and she accepts him.
And that goes with the saying, "What's understood does not have to be explained." It might
True.
appear
And no
that
one
there's a
even knew.
business, right?
Mm-hmm. They slid out with that one.
But, yeah,
But let's be honest, she just might have a keen eye for guys who are not. Because, I mean, if she like Flavor Flav,
Okay, girl, yes. Oh, Jesus.
No,
Why
that was
can't we- why
definitely
is
He's an
entertainment.
upgrade.
She did not like
He's
that.
an
That was
upgrade.
definitely an
That was for a
entertainment
TV
movie.
show. She did.
I
not
don't
like
agree
Flavor
with
Flav.
that. I don't agree with that. I just think, because them girls was up there mad about to pull each other hair out behind Flav.
Okay.
It's for a TV show. They ain't like Flavor.
I don't know because Bridget, the little rich Caucasian lady that married him and had his baby, that wasn't for no TV. Yes,
I ain't
Yeah.
know,
And
'cause
New
I
York
got
was
to-
really hot about
Oh.
not being chose.
but I mean the
Let's
eye.
not
What
talk
we
about
said, the
that.
eye beholder New York wasn't that good to look at either though. Let's just.
Well, I mean,
Put on the
She had her own
table.
show
Put it on
that
the table.
dudes was on, you know.
And that was for TV too. Let's be real for that. Let's be real.
but see, sometimes when you are beyond looks and you fall in love with a person based on personality,
Mm-hmm.
they might have gotten over the fact that Flavor Flav looked like a backwood, you know.
Already lit backwood,
Right,
halfway
so-
smoked
Hold
and
on,
ducked
I'm
out
glad you
backwood.
said that.
So,
but
I mean-
how do you get to that part? Because okay, let's just be honest. Let's keep it a stat. To even engage in conversation with somebody or something, they cannot be fucking ugly.
You cannot be shallow.
You can't.
You can't
but
be
you're looking at it
shallow.
from
No.
your eyes, though.
Okay. If
You
you,
know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
married, Mike. If
Uh-huh.
you wasn't married,
Okay.
see, well, we got two cute ladies up here, so so if you at the bar,
Okay.
ugly drink come in.
See,
What you
you
feeling?
can't use the bar because alcohol is in place, so
Them
you
goggles.
might not see the.
Okay,
There
well,
might be some shallow aisle type deal.
okay, church. Go to church.
Okay.
No, with food line. Food
Okay.
line.
He said shallow hell, big.
So if you're in food line
Uh huh.
and this ragamuffin walk past you, you gonna just holler. Because you assume she has a nice personality.
But see, that's not the thing though. When you say it's in the eye of the beholder, I might not like her.
Someone
But
else.
the dude on the next aisle might be like, shoot, she come over here, she going home with these canned goods.
Not the canned goods.
I'm
No,
asking you.
I said me personally.
Are you gonna holler at a ragamuffin just assuming?
But what he's trying to say,
saying,
his attraction may not be the same as the
may
next
not holler at
man.
him. Like, okay, prime example. Let's say same situation. Me and you hanging out, right?
Yeah.
You might be like, yo, she fine. I'd be like, yo, she don't look all that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, man, bump that. I'm about to holler. I'd be like, bro, you can have that. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? But that's not saying that, okay, this person is ugly. I just don't like how she look. You know what I'm saying?
Pay attention to what I'm saying, though.
All right, we got
If you're attracted, if you're attracted to somebody, or if they look good to you, then you'll walk up to them, right?
I get what you're saying.
That's
You're
what I
saying the
just
first
said,
But if
thing.
you're
bro.
ugly,
Yes.
you're not gonna walk up to that motherfucker.
There's actually
Ain't that what I
science.
just
There's
said?
it's science
I thought it was
behind
what I
what you're
just
said. Not
saying.
what
It
you
is
just said.
y'all are saying the same thing but differently. What he's saying is that attraction is the first thing that you see before you approach someone. But he's saying that his attraction may not be the same as the next man's attraction, so he can't really give you a clarified or definite answer. Is what he's trying to say, because what he think may be beautiful may not be what you think is beautiful. But true, I agree. In my opinion, if you see someone, the first thing you're gonna go up based off of is looks. Then next is personality. You said that as
All
well,
right,
too.
we got a comment up here that says it takes maturity.
Oh yes,
It takes
absolutely.
maturity.
That's
There
first and
is
foremost.
no room for immaturity in dating.
Mhm.
Prime example. Let's talk about, if y'all gonna talk about looks, what's his name?
Hold on.
The one that plays Ghost.
Okay.
Mark Howard.
Okay, have anybody ever seen his wife?
Girl, please.
No, I haven't.
Yes, I have.
All right. She is not white. I believe she's black. She's just very fair skinned.
Oh,
But if you listen, there was an interview he did, and someone asked him about his wife, and he basically expresses, because they basically said that she was very unattractive compared to a man of his looks and caliber.
Oh wow, that's insulting.
It's very insulting to
shit.
have someone say that about your spouse.
Yeah.
And that's very, very
I always like to
disrespectful.
see
Oh
the
my
people
God,
who
that's
made
But
those
overstepping
comments.
boundaries.
What he
They
said
call
was
her
so
ugly.
mature. It's something that we can only hope that our partners view us as. What he said was, before he became this glorious actor that everybody sees now, he was homeless. He was like down on his luck. He was broke. He was poor, and he had nothing and no one. And this woman put herself on the line, supported him through his career, trying to become an actor, loved him unconditionally, and helped him every step of the way. And he said for that, it doesn't matter what she looks like. Her heart and her personality is what he cares about the most. And he knows for a fact that there have never been anybody in his life that has been more dedicated and more honest and more loyal to him than her.
And that's what matters.
Because
That's
she
what-
cared
that's what
about
it is.
his
That's what it
well-being
boils down
more
to,
than
yeah.
she cared about how he looked. Because when we stop at looks, we are very shallow and immature.
Absolutely.
And if that is
Absolutely.
all you can base a person value on, you're going to have, it's going to be a long time before you can find someone who's actually and genuinely into you for you. If we continue to look for love based on labels,
Oh yes.
looks,
Yes, God.
because there's a lot of people out here walking around with Gucci and Prada on and
And
don't
ain't
have
worth
anywhere
2
to
cents.
stay.
Girl, they ain't got 2 pennies to rub
Don't
together.
even have a car because
And they
they're
look like
wearing
Tio.
everything that they own.
Well, you just hold on.
He just slid in there.
I just heard my.
So,
Did you just say? Hold on.
I
Hold on,
agree.
Pissy. Did you just say T.O.?
What?
No. You
Not you. Him.
No, I said, and they look like Tio. So I mean, having all the Gucci and stuff is cool, but you know, if you look like you, then
if you look like Kevin
First of
it's an
Samuels.
all-
offset. You
First
know
of
what I'm
all-
saying?
If you look like
First of
Kevin
all,
Samuels, if your
hold
bag
on, Raven.
long and
Go
you
ahead,
look like
what was you-
Kevin
what was you
Samuels.
saying, Pixie?
Hold on, Raven. First of all, that's not what we ain't gonna do that.
What?
What you
I'm
talking
talking
about?
about look like T.O. I got a car, my nigga.
He said, "Look like you." You been calling the man ugly the whole time since the show was started.
right, we're
What does
moving
that
The
on.
thing about
Gotta do with
Raven,
looks.
the thing about it is what you're gonna
Ugly
learn
people
is
drive.
I speak the truth.
Oh God, have mercy.
This ain't what you want, bro. Go ahead, peace.
Hey, that's my nigga though.
So
Your
after
favorite
we
cousin.
have pushed through all of these other barriers as black women, as being someone on the comment thread said that she is white.
I think she is white. Yeah.
I must be mistaken. I just
she
thought
was
she was
white.
very fair skinned, like Terry Crews' wife.
Yeah, but-
She's black, but she's just very, very fair skinned.
I
But
think that
it's not
also,
about racism.
it's
regardless
really
of
not
what,
about race.
Yeah.
It's
if she
really
gonna stick with
about.
you through that, like all of that, then
But you know what?
why would you leave them
She
once
a
you
10
get
in my
up?
eyes.
You know
But
what
there
I'm
have been
saying?
so many men to do that. I personally had a problem with. I felt like as black women, we always get pushed to the side for the NBA players, the NFL players. I feel like once we are okay to struggle with you.
Oh yes, baby.
But when
as soon
it's
as you
time
make
to
it,
celebrate and when it's time to, as someone used to say, tap out or top out, it's time for you to bail out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that is a stigma in black culture. And there are a lot of black men who have stuck it out. Samuel L. Jackson has been married to his wife for years. Denzel Washington, Ice Cube, Snoop,
a lot of
LL.
men,
There are a
of
lot
men.
of high profile
LeBron.
men who have chosen Russell Westbrook. That have chosen black queens.
Me too.
You ain't no. Okay.
Whoa, what you like
I'm
to
talking
say?
about high-
Whoa. You're not high value,
You're
son.
not
Oh,
high.
yeah.
You're not high
You're
value.
funny, Kevin.
You're not a public
You're not high
figure.
value.
I'm a public shit.
You can't tell a woman what she wants. You're not high value, bro.
Kevin. I'm looking at the camera, Kevin.
Right.
See.
Moving on, but I do feel like that there has been a stigma in black culture that we are okay to struggle with black men.
Mm-hmm.
We can stand in the street and walk down behind you when there's no car, through hard times, when the lights get cut off, when there's no food, which pushes me back to the topic of what Raven has stated earlier about black men bailing on the household. I feel like that is something that, being as though this segment is called Culture Vulture, I feel like as a vulture of the society that we've been living in, the United States government had a big part in the separation of black families.
Absolutely.
When the assistance programs were put into play, offering black mothers a place to stay, a couple of yamps. I call them yamps, but we call them food stamps. A few benefits to sustain. But in order for you to receive it, they got to go.
Yeah, you got to get
And I feel like a lot of black men probably did not want to take over this opportunity, but as a sacrifice to see their children have a place to stay, a warm meal, and do some things beyond what society would allow them as a black man to achieve. Because let's be honest, black men and black women have been overlooked for employment, opportunities, and advancement. So this was just, in my opinion, a way for people to stay above the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something too. I think also with that, the false independent energy that comes off of that breaks things up too, because you'll get a lot of people, or I say women in this situation, what I see. You'll get them, they may get the assistance and all of this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
My bill's paid. I got this, I got that, I got this. It's like, oh, whoa. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they pull the plug on that, you ain't got it no more.
Now,
So
see, they
it's
couldn't have been like
don't-
me, because my boo
don't
bed would have been
feel like
packed
that.
in the bathroom, in the closet, and when the inspectors come, we just gonna tuck your little bag. But you're gonna be here too.
Yes.
If this is what we have to do, we're gonna make it work for the benefit of everybody.
And that's still a standard, I think, when it comes to government housing, where they don't allow the male or men to be there during the public
and if you
housing
are
thing.
there, you have to be living in complete poverty.
Mm-hmm.
The system is not set up for those.
It's
who,
crippling.
Yeah,
Super crippling. Absolutely.
it's very crippling.
Absolutely.
It's not set up for us to ever get away from it.
Absolutely.
It's set up for us to be dependent on it and always
That's
need
why
it.
they make it so easy.
Yeah, and one thing, the system was never for us anyway. It was set in place back in the day during, I think, a wartime to help those mothers while their husbands were out fighting the war, the Caucasians, while their husbands were out fighting the war.
With the exception of the WIC program.
Well, that one was already in place.
The
for
WIC
us.
program was formulated by Black Panthers in the community of I believe Compton or Chicago.
No, they start off on the West Coast.
On the West Coast.
Yeah.
I can't get his name, but the Black Panther Foundation is the organization who initially
Thank Fred Hammond.
created the
Huey.
WIC program.
Well, thank you, Black
Huey
Panthers.
something, but
Huey P.
Huey
Newton.
Newton?
yeah, I want to
Okay.
say that's exactly who it is. But that was something that the Black Panthers put together in their own
Yeah.
community.
Thank
And of
you.
course, just like everything else,
Yes,
It
we
got
create.
expanded.
Somebody else said, "This is good. Let's get in on this."
Hold on, let's get rid of them first.
And
then
we're
we'll
gonna
take
get
these
right, and we're
ideas.
gonna take this over, and then we're gonna transform it into the WIC program, and that's what we know it as today.
Yep.
But that was originally created by Black Panthers for their own community and benefit of their Black men and
Free lunches,
women and
all that.
children.
Well, that like everything else, like you just said, gets taken away from us. So that's not the first and foremost.
but we were the ones who were thinking of ways to keep our communities together.
But we're the ones that's the most furthest
you know
apart
what?
from being together.
Because of the mindset.
So-
And that
Yeah,
is why I
that's a
have
lot
to
of
continue
changing.
to give Black men some credit.
Praise.
I have to continue because
Uplifting.
it's in us. If the system would allow us to be great,
Ooh.
we would definitely have more opportunities to show. Now, those is some of us that have had the opportunities to be great, and along the way, sometimes you forget where you come from, or you forget the element of,
Giving back.
sometimes. But it's in
Support.
us. It has always been in us.
Speaking of support, go ahead
I
and
got a
support this podcast and share it.
Yeah, y'all like and share.
Share the live, share the live.
This might be a little off subject, a little bit. What do y'all think about Black people Black people, us? Okay, y'all know how them Asian people got shot the other day?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I'm laughing at you because you just like, yeah, y'all know how to, this is so fun because I'm just like, I talk just like this on my podcast, so chill and that's just cool. Go ahead. It's free. Go ahead, yes. I do, that was terrible, by the way. I'm not laughing at that. That situation was actually terrible. But go ahead.
Thank you, man.
See, now I'm laughing again. Go ahead.
He'll be all right. Go ahead, make your point, man.
I'm trying. I was.
Come on, cuz.
Oh, you time this? No, but you know how Black people we support other races that do something happen to them, but they not doing that shit with us. When the last time you seen an Asian person say Black Lives Matter?
I know I'm not going to speak for every Asian, but I am friends because of the military with a variety of ethnicities, and I do see them support the Black Lives Matter now. But I also think that's because they're more cultured than a lot of those other, deeper than their communities. Because the Asian culture, the Hispanic culture, all those, they stick together and they support one another, their community. But if we're not showing that togetherness for the outside world to see, then they probably don't want to, if they ain't supporting each other, why should we support each other? We just now started coming together with the police brutality, the Black Lives Matter, fighting for a better prison reform and all this other stuff for our community. We just got to that point. So
I think that done died down.
I don't think it's died down.
It was at a.
It's just not in the media as much as it was before.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And the media is what makes things a bigger spectacle,
Yeah.
Because let's be real, police been beating our asses. So
Oh yeah, that's definitely nothing new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
It's just seen more now.
yes, because of the
But,
media.
We ain't gonna bring up Rodney King.
Yeah, we ain't gotta go all the way.
We
there.
ain't gotta go
That's
there.
way off the topic.
We don't.
Yeah, but I think back on the main point though, it's just that, like you said, we as Black people do have to stick together, and like I said, I think that energy that we give off, it's infectious.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh yes.
and going beyond that, let's not even just say with the government. Like if you look at, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. But let's say I feel like when you see a lot of younger women who have, let's say, negative energy towards their men and stuff, I always say, well, look at the woman who raised them. Or look at the man who raised them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I guarantee you, if you get a young girl that say, oh, dudes ain't this, dudes ain't that. You know what I'm saying? If you go, that. And then if you go look at the person they were raised around, let's say the father did the mother dirty or wasn't there. So now this is what they're hearing from the person
mother.
who raised them. So they don't even know how to be,
They don't.
you know what I'm saying? Be a good
Woman
a good
or
woman.
wife.
Yeah.
And vice versa with men, because if you have a woman raising a man, it's not a woman really doesn't. as a woman, I'm raising a man, a king. I'm trying to, but let's be real. I'm a woman. I don't really know how to raise a man. I'm doing the best I can, but society is really going to play a part in his real growth as to being who he really is as a man. So when you're putting a man in a situation to be a husband who hasn't had a male figure to show him how to be a husband, then you can kind of, but that goes back to who you, the eye of the beholder. You gotta match with your match. Like, you gotta match with your match. That's just it. And that's why I don't fuck with Kevin, because he don't understand. You gotta match with your match. If you ain't for me, then he is for me, and I'm for him. You know?
Yeah, and that makes sense.
We make it work.
Yeah, well, she over here scrambling with her watch.
I'm sorry.
But yeah.
What's next, man? You hold all the topics. You running today.
All right. So with that being said, our next one is, and this one is very, very sensitive for me, because we work in, all kinds of fields. And so this one is basically, why are black women ridiculed for their natural features, but other women are praised for the same features? Speaking specifically of hair, body shape, body type. I work in an office, and there are just certain things that I feel like other races of women can get away with wearing that we as black women cannot, because we are shapely or curvy.
Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because if you got a black woman and a white woman, same size, same body weight, and buy the same dress at a store, that dress gonna fit that black woman differently than that white woman.
Do you think that that's fair, that the black woman should be judged or held more at a certain standard than the Caucasian lady?
Oh, hell no. What I'm saying is, y'all bodies are just naturally like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be frowned upon.
It's not
gonna change though.
It's not going to change, but what I think it sucks is that there are people in place that can discriminate against women of color because of the way that their appearance, the way that they speak, the way that their hair is, the way that they dress, and can say, I no longer want you to work here. That to me, and then there's no real proof behind it, because they come up with these little small allegations that can be so mediocre that the next person can do the same thing, but because you are black, it's a mountain. They make an ant hill into a mountain when it comes to black women, and it's just terrible. Like, automatically, black women are more intimidating, less approachable, don't know how to conduct themselves in public. We're automatically ghetto, just by the earrings we wear or the lip gloss we wear. But when the same woman of Caucasian can do the same thing and not be looked at that way, it makes me sick to my stomach, because I witnessed this personally as a professional. Every day, I've lost jobs because of this. I've had black women in the same field as me report me because of the clothing that I wear as a younger black woman. And I'm body too. Like, I got breasts, I got thighs, I got all of that. And if I wear a vest, there's not much I can really do. So, I think it's unfair.
With that also,
prove your point. You say you got what?
Breast.
Oh. This not gonna get us a sexual harassment charge.
I'm so dead.
Yeah, but no, I really think that that holds true. I don't know why, because you could take someone like Serena. You know what I'm saying? Let's use Serena for example. So people look at her, oh well, and they'll look at her and say, okay, well, we like, man, well, she thick, and they're like, oh well, her butt is too big, or she's too this, she's too that.
Too muscular.
But then they'll turn around and look at J-Lo or Kim Kardashian and be like, oh my God, their bodies are so amazing. It's like, hold up, wait a minute.
Natural versus the fake.
Yeah, like how is she amazing, but she's not? Oh, she's a man. Oh, well, we think Serena's a man, but you just said that.
I bet Serena's softer than J-Lo. Not J-Lo's natural, actually,
what
but
was
Kim
the dude
Kardashian.
that changed herself to a girl? They stepdaddy or whatever.
Oh, Caitlyn.
Oh, Caitlyn is a beautiful woman. What? Whoa, hold on.
That ain't. You know what? Let's not even get into that, because that's touching on the LGBTQ community. But Caitlyn, nothing against them. Yes, that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%.
It's like, how does that go into play? Like, you know what I mean? Or they'll say, and I think what it is too is that.
I don't think we live anymore.
it brings the they try to bring the confidence down, so you will hate what you have, but praise those same things on someone else.
Absolutely.
So they'll say, "Oh well,
tear us down.
Your lips is too thick. Why she got big lips?" But then they be like, "Ooh, I want lips like Kylie." Like, hold on, wait a minute.
Kylie ain't them ain't hers.
Real.
Them ain't hers.
Injections,
But they not hers though.
Yeah.
Tans.
You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Again, tans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Blackface has been a thing. Tanning has already been a blackfacing thing. Caucasian people have always been trying to have a darker complexion to match, whether you want to say it or not, to match our skin complexion. And that's just real, from the toner to the tanning. I mean, if you have to go 4 shades darker than the color you actually are, you are blackfacing.
Mm-hmm. Like Agent Orange.
You are literally Oompa Loompa.
But at the end of the
Oompa
day,
Loompa is what it's given.
They can do all the tan they want,
Oompa.
but they skin can't still reflect that sun like our skin do.
It doesn't glow. They definitely don't. They like a
no, I'm
dry
talking about like
desert.
sunburn and shit like that.
Oh,
we
okay.
naturally we can't get sunburned.
Yeah,
We can.
We can. It takes longer.
But what I'm saying,
our UV lights don't burn us. Absolutely agree. And well, my grandma had a saying for that, caveman. But that's go back. That's some country stuff. She said that's why y'all get burnt. The Caucasians get burnt because they lived in caves. Yeah.
Well,
Pixie that messed up our life.
No, actually, it kicked out on its own.
That's
He was the one that told me.
Shoot, let's keep it rocking. How much time we got left?
We got about 15 minutes left.
Okay, let's keep it
All
rocking.
right, so the next thing that we have on the topic list is, do black women look down on black men?
what?
Yeah.
You gotta be quiet on that. I gotta hear your opinion. Really? Do you really think so?
Does black women look
yes
down
and no.
on black men?
Okay.
It's not an absolute yes,
Okay.
but it's a yes and no.
Man,
Is it more of a strong yes than it is a no?
strong,
I think it's more than a strong yes.
It's more of a strong
Strong
yes.
yes.
Okay.
You know
Not
what I'm
all,
saying?
though.
And
Not all.
like I said, not all, but
80%.
nigga. Anyway, so but I think in a lot of situations that does happen, and I think like I said earlier, some of it comes with the false independence. Oh well, I don't need you for this because I have a sister. You don't have to. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? What I need you for? And then next thing you know, you turn around and you look and, oh my God, my baby daddy ain't this, he ain't that. It's like, oh, so now you want to go make him look bad, but you just told this man offline that he won't worth the ding-a-ling he wrote in on. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. So
I think it's that's a hard subject. I don't think I think men perceive it as we're looking down on the men, but I think women are just really trying to cultivate a different kind of man. And sometimes us saying it does not often relay to you all what our expectancy is. It just sounds like nagging. It just sounds like disappointment. When in all reality, what we're trying to do is just to get you to perceive a better you, to get you to perceive a better understanding of the role that we need you to play in the house for us. I think sometimes if you don't evolve in a relationship and you stay the same at all times, then the expectancy of where the relationship can go, or you ever see people in a relationship and they start off and it's like, I know for myself, I speak on my own relationship. Me and my husband, financially, we were like at the bottom.
Most couples start that way.
We were at the very, very bottom. And fast forward 10 years later in a marriage, just speaking on a marriage, we've been together for 14 years, but 10 years married. Now we have a business. I've just recently helped our oldest daughter launch her private pound cake business. We are in a house now. We started off in an apartment. We have 2 vehicles when at one point we had no vehicle.
That's elevation in your relationship, I think, though, right?
Right, but there are some people who get in that relationship and you never see the growth. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then you have one person that wants to grow, but then you have another person who just refuses to make the necessary changes to grow. And that causes discomfort in a relationship. And that causes me to lash out and say things to you. And sometimes it's coming from a place of love. Sometimes it's coming from a place of hurt. But you only get offended by it because you know you're lacking.
Derrick Jaxson
Now, I
actually
agree.
speaks on something about that too.
I agree with that. I ain't messing with that clown. Anyway, I agree with that. But I mean, like, you would see it in like a lot of situations. Like when I hear the women call in to talk to my granddaddy, Kevin Samuels. And they be like, oh, well, you know, I need a man to make 6 figures. And it's like, well, what do you do?
Okay.
Oh, well, you know, I may make $30,000 a year, but a guy that makes 60 or 70,000, he's not on my level. What level, shawty?
You ain't have. You gotta. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta work your
2
way
days
up.
of work. You stuck for the year.
I'm dead.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, and I feel that, you know, being on that high, you know, people get put on that high horse or that pedestal, and so that causes them to look down. And it's like, yo, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? In that instance. Now, if the guy's a straight up bum,
Okay.
hey, you deserve whatever you get, bro. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think that with women, our expectations of men and our standards for you guys is very high because we want so much from our kings. But we really need to bring it down to reality because we got to understand that you guys are working through trauma too and breaking generational curses as well.
Exactly.
So we're looking for you guys to already be here so we can kind of pull us up when we got to start. We kind of got to start at the same level.
But I'm like, if we both make it 50,000, you put that together, that's the 6 figures.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta work, I gotta work. Okay,
Absolutely.
but we grind this thing out together. We roll with each other. It shouldn't be, okay, well, I need you to already be here. Because I can say with me and my wife also, we done been through it. You know what I'm saying? We've been married 15 years.
Trials and tribulations, baby.
You know,
To death do y'all part.
we're not at the peak of where we want to be, but when I look back at the road we done went through, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of females probably would have bailed at that point. Like, man, you know what?
But that's why she's
Well,
your
we
wife, because
scrambling.
you seen something in her that she didn't have that runaway. Just like your husband, y'all seen something in each other where you like, okay, I know this who gonna be riding for me, who gonna have my back when if I get kicked out today, you willing to sleep on the patio with me the next day.
Right.
Okay,
But-
you gotta know who you
and
rocking
then
with.
when
You know, want to go
Yeah.
into it already built. Like, why you ain't already got a house, car, and this and this and that? And it's like, where you stay at with my mama? Okay, shut up.
And who raised these? Then you gotta look at who raised you. What does your mother have for you to feel like you are on that pedestal as a woman that you gotta come into? You gotta say this man has to be this. Because clearly a woman or someone has influenced her to think that she's already there.
See, that's that toxic upbringing I was telling you
Yes,
about.
I agree.
Right.
Bro, I'm like, see?
Right. And so, with that being said, which brings us to our last topic in these last few minutes that we have left. Does being independent set back women to be lonely in the future?
Ooh.
Toxic independence.
Toxic independence.
Yeah,
Yes.
it depends on how you carry your independence.
Exactly.
Because you could be an independent queen, black woman. You don't need nigga for shit. But at the end of the day, don't carry it like you don't need a nigga for shit.
Absolutely, I agree.
You know what I'm
That's where the
saying?
look
Okay,
down part
you
comes
got your own little mama. That's fine. You can take care of all that. But don't be out here like being bougie and shit like that.
And making a man feel less than a man.
Don't carry
Right.
me like I don't
Yeah.
bring something
Yeah,
to the table.
you a man. You're bringing
You know
that
what
to
I'm
the
saying?
table. If that's what
So-
you're, as women, we're looking for as a man, then of course we shouldn't belittle you guys and make you feel less than that. Like, yes.
And that's what happens in a lot of situations. Like, you'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Prime example. What was the Tyler Perry movie?
How to think?
Think like a man?
Not that one.
No,
Why did I get married?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
why I
So
get
you
married.
remember when I think her name was Tasha too, with her and
The loud,
her man was-
Yeah.
and she's like, oh well, I got this business, and he's like, hold up, you started this because of me.
Ooh.
It was me who got you this. You know what I'm saying? So
Forget.
don't act like you did this on your own. And I think that's what happens in a lot of cases.
yes.
People get stuff and they forget, like, oh yeah, that's right. You know, you were with me, or you did help me achieve this.
That's a great example
You know what I
because
mean?
she definitely did forget that they were in a partnership.
Yeah, because
And
if he
made
left,
him
he
feel less
still
than a
had
man.
money with, okay, but if I'm gone, I can still
I
maintain
got
on
a
my
side
own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got a side question.
What's up?
As an independent woman, right? Well, y'all in relationships, so I don't know how this gonna work.
We got
I'm not
years.
in a relationship. I'm an independent
Man,
woman.
ask your question.
Yeah, I don't approach men with that mentality though.
So when, as an independent woman, what does a man need to bring to the table?
I don't-
Besides penis?
As an independent woman, what I expect for a man to do is meet me with what I have on the table, or at least have more. You can't come with less than what I have.
What do you have
If
on the
you
table?
do come with less than what I have, then I'm okay to work with you as long as you have that drive or that mentality to do more and be a better person. Because sometimes men are just like women. We're on the up and up. Men are on the up and up too. Hey, if you're dating me or you're trying to get to know me and you're not on that level yet, I'm gonna see what you're about.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if you got some drive. so, so it just is what it is. So I have a lot. I feel like, me personally, in my opinion, I think I have a lot to bring to the table. I'm a loyal, honest, respectable woman who is not on that financial stability level, but I'm there to the point where I can take care of me and mine without the help of someone else. So if someone else does come in, that would just be an extra contribution to what I have.
So does a man have to bring something financially to the table?
It
In
doesn't
order to be
necessarily have
happy?
no, because like I just said, I can take care of the finances. So if he can bring something else to the table when it comes to me and mine, he has to still be able to take care of himself until we get on that level together financially. But if he comes with something else, then that's okay too, if we're willing to work on what we have.
But what's wrong with him coming to the table with something financial?
I was about
There's
to
nothing
say
wrong
the
with
same
that
thing.
either.
Like, no,
First of
bro,
all,
you gotta bring something.
have
He gonna have to
Everybody
take care of himself.
financially,
Yeah,
something
He
got
got
to
I
to.
mean,
table.
somewhere down the line, but is that the main priority? Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yes, it is. It needs to be as a man.
As a man, it needs to be.
It needs to
as
be.
As
Why?
a man.
Because why would you come
Why
into
would you
something
wanna date
expecting
someone?
to
Yeah.
look after you?
Yeah.
You should be able to at least hold
Okay.
yourself. As a man, if you're already receiving the title as a provider,
Mm-hmm.
naturally, just like we are naturally receiving the titles of being nurturers, why would you want to come into a
I wouldn't take
relationship
him as
lacking
serious.
financial?
And I wouldn't
Let me
take him
jump in
as
here
serious
real
if
quick.
he didn't either.
Hold
He
on,
I
would
feel
just-
like
let me
that's
jump in
some
real
broke
quick
man
here. Hold on,
energy
hold on.
right
It's some
there.
bum man
Hold
energy.
on. I
Sit
got
on the couch.
I got you. Watch this. Hey, my dude. Let me ask you this. Don't you always say that as a dude, you should have your own?
Yes.
So that way, if
I'll
your
say
chick decides she want to kick you out,
always
she
said
can.
that.
So
I've
if
always
so,
said
in
that.
order to have your own, you have to bring something financial to the table.
How are you gonna make it?
Bring it to my table. I'm not coming to your table.
I'm not saying
Bring
he
it
has
to
to
That's why
me.
be-
Either
That's
way.
why
He don't have to be on the same financial level
Your
as me,
selections
which is
of
a
pickings
good,
gonna be
another
slim,
good
bruh.
one in
Yeah.
that movie
You know
with
what? This is over.
well,
It's
another
gonna take
Tyler
some
Perry
maturity
movie
for you.
with Think Like a Man or something like
No,
that with
no,
Taraji P. Henson and the
I
cook.
always
Yeah.
have my own
And he don't have
table.
to meet me on the same level of financial, but he has to
also
have that
took
drive like the
care-
chef. Like,
like,
I'm here to
I
get
did
my own. I make
everything.
my own money.
Yeah.
I have something to bring.
I think what I'm trying to say to you is I'm not trying to make it seem like finances is the most important thing, but right now in a society, I don't care. If you're not on TV,
Right now,
it
you
takes
got
two
some
people to run a
bread.
household.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a multi-trade stock, you don't have dividends and all of this kind of stuff. It takes two people to run a household.
Yes, it does.
So you need to be able to consider the fact that if you want loving, a home cooked meal, children clean and kept, you have to be able to bring something else to the table, but like as you described, outside of sex.
Mhm.
And the only other things
I
outside
didn't
of
say
sex,
outside
money.
sex. I said penis.
what does that contribute to? Grow up.
Also weak.
I'm gonna need you to get your
got
maturity
to.
level up a little bit here, and
You
let's
got
just
to.
have a grown
As a-
conversation for a change.
As a male, you got to bring finances.
You
to the
You
have to.
cannot base a relationship off
I mean, you
sex.
have
So
to,
the only other
but-
things that are left are finances,
And that's the biggest
protection,
Okay. That's a good one.
and loyalty.
Now, hold on,
Protection
I'm
is
gonna
a
say
good
this too.
one.
And honestly, you ain't
know
gonna get
what?
the fight to you ain't gonna get to anything unless you come with number one financially, like, cause that takes a lot of weight and responsibility off a woman to actually want to give to you physically in that manner.
Right, because if I got to cook, first of all, if I got to go out here and catch the pig,
Okay.
I got to come back, bring them and clean the pig. Now I got to cook the pig, and now I got to serve the pig. What is you there for?
Okay.
Oh,
What's the
man.
purpose
No
of you,
respect.
sir?
It wouldn't be no respect.
Child, I done did everything. I'm tired. Don't you dare ask me for
now her
nothing else after
mustache
this.
started to come
Okay.
in.
Exactly.
I got some chest
Now
on
we
there.
now we
Some hair on my
masculine.
chest.
Now you done
man.
took the role of
Look,
being
I'ma
a
say
masculine person in the household.
I'm gonna say
I got a
this.
full goatee now. I'm
As
over here
a man.
looking like
Girl, y'all
the
barbecue.
favorite cousin now.
Look, as a
At this
man,
point.
and I'm gonna tell this to all the
They
dudes
calling
listening.
me
As
Uncle
a man,
Shirley.
you have to bring finances to the table, and I'm gonna tell you why. You don't want to be that guy that has to go to his woman for every dollar that you need.
You're not a man.
That
if you
has
have
to be the worst thing in the world.
Worst
Like,
feeling.
baby, I was wondering if you got $10 so I get some gas. Cause now she's like, oh, where you going? Who you need to go see? You ain't going to get a job. Well, you don't need $10 for gas unless you're going to fill out an application. So now it's like to save yourself from all of that. She's basically sunning you now at this point. You know what I'm saying?
And prime example of what you look like is the movie Baby Boy.
Yeah.
When his friend was
Baby,
staying with his
I
wife
use
and
your car.
his girlfriend and her mama.
Yeah.
He was like, I got to ask my girl for money.
Yeah.
That's what you look
Yes.
like, a straight clown.
And honestly, when that happened, you set yourself up to get
Not
played in a
you.
lot of them
To
That's
be
what
situations.
this person would look
To
like,
be
a
bitch.
clown.
If you want your woman to treat you like a man, then you have to set them standards and put your foot down as the man, because a woman will fold for a man. A woman will step aside and be the shadow for a man,
That's true.
a king. But we ain't gonna fold for not no just anybody.
Right, because in order for me to
Dude will roll up
follow,
and snatch your
you
girl.
got to give me something to understand when you're leading.
Oh yes, I will follow the lead, baby. Gladly follow
will
my
follow
man.
Call
you.
your girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
No, a lot of men
Yeah.
look at black women as if we can't follow the lead. We will.
But I got to be following something that's purposeful.
That's what it is.
I agree on
I
that.
can't just
That's
be out
what
here
it is.
wandering in the wilderness and you don't have a plan for me.
I need me a
Hey,
leader.
bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you at the back of the line, best believe it's a dude. Everywhere your girl goes, somebody gonna try to holler at her.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ain't doing your part, and Kevin roll up with the nice car
I hate Kevin.
Not light
Kevin
bulb.
not rolling up.
and everything,
Not
and
light
he
bulb.
like, what up, baby girl?
50 watt.
You know, Cuddy roll
Bill
up.
not a side.
Right,
Matter of fact,
Cuddy, yes,
Cuddy
Cuddy.
roll up
Hey,
on you,
it's
girl.
some Cuddy
You sitting
out
in the
there.
passenger seat, and you looking sappy, and he like, man, shoot, look. Now she looking at him like, well, bro, you ain't got nothing for real. I mean, you on the couch all day. You got a PlayStation that I bought. You know what I'm saying?
But
you
you
got
know
clothes
what?
that I bought. Everything you got is because of me. Why do I need you?
That's another question.
So look,
Why do bum niggas got the good females though?
The
I'm
same reason good
confused.
dudes got bum females.
Yes, I wanted to ask that question when you were
So
speaking
look.
about a man sleeping on the couch and asking the woman for money. I literally lived in a situation like that where my friend took care of a man who didn't provide nothing
because
but
that is
drugs.
someone who does not know their worth.
And I tried to tell her as a female, as friends, we like, come on,
And
girl.
then you have some instances where some people just hold on thinking that person will change. And then you have some situations where women feel like, before I allow you to move on and be great for that person, I'll keep you here with me for the opportunity to be the person to receive the greatness.
You gotta
And
put a
sometimes
time
we're
stamp
doing
on it.
ourselves an injustice. But before we cut out of here, because we have reached our time, we have a question up here. And it basically asks, Mr. Devin asks, so should the man provide all the finances?
No.
In this day
No.
and age, no.
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 Not in
And
any
this is
age
coming
of
from a
life.
very independent woman.
Like she said
Mr.
earlier,
Jefferson, absolutely not. It is not
two-person
fair.
household.
It is
I'm
a
not, yes.
two-way street.
And I'm not
Okay.
married, and I also, as an independent woman, I wouldn't expect from my man to provide all the finances because, baby, I work and bring in the bacon too. Let me help take some of this weight off of your shoulders.
Absolutely. It's a team effort.
Absolutely.
Because if one person, I often tell my husband, I have to stay on my A game because if you ever fall short, I need to be able to carry this
Yes,
household.
queen.
I need to be able to keep us afloat
I
and
got
push
us.
us through.
Yes,
You know what?
queen.
So
It's
there are
a-
just certain things that if you are with a responsible, mature companion, they will understand that there is a sacrifice that has to be given on both ends. And if you have someone in your life that is not open to understanding that the sacrifice requires all parties, you are with the wrong person.
Wrong one.
Hey, there's a lot of women out here that saying, if this nigga can't pay all my bills, I can't be
And
with
they
you
him.
probably
know what,
single.
though?
And whoever that
and
is,
that's-
the young lady that was boiling pizza on Facebook.
Oh,
the
that's
other
the
day.
one. No, that's the one that Kevin want right there. Kevin wants a woman who wants to depend on him.
Right, because his ego is going to require that he has someone that is
Let me
as
change your
needy.
diaper, Kevin. Let me wipe your ass, Kevin, because that's what you're looking for.
You
Another
really
talking
don't
about
like
my
that
granddad.
man.
Yeah, she got it in for him.
You
But
gonna
I can
stop talking
understand
about my
why, because
granddad.
he has demeaned and cut down our black queens in such a way that
Okay,
has
so I'm
just
gonna demean his
so
bald-headed
distasteful.
ass. Nobody don't want
So,
you. Don't nobody want you.
Mr. Jefferson, I hope that answered your question, and we gotta wrap this up. But it was a good day today discussing our black queens on this Culture Vulture episode. We want to thank Miss Raven for coming through.
It's been real, y'all.
It's your girl Pixie.
I love the queens.
And this
Mr.
your
Sturdy
favorite
Pot.
cousin, the best dressed man in podcasting.
All right.
First,
We wanna
first of
thank-
all, first of all, what we not gonna do is this. This is the boy, Mr. Sturdy Pot.
Oh
The
Lord.
worst dressed man in podcasting.
We want to thank Powered by Virginia for giving us the opportunity to be here. Our brother Loud keeping us always with the good electronics, even though we had some issues earlier. We appreciate everything, and we want you guys to keep tuning in. We'll be here on Sundays
And also,
live.
before we go, let me drop our stuff real quick. If you want to donate to the podcast on the Cash App, make sure you hit us up at $BNT Podcast. And you can also check out the website at www.bntpodcast.club. And if you want some merchandise, like Mr. Sturdy Pot over there, he fresh today because he got on our clothing. You can go to teespring.com/stores/BNT Podcast.
And because I was on y'all podcast, I'm going to purchase 2 shirts, one for myself and one for my business. I'm going to give a giveaway on my podcast because I thank you guys for bringing me onto your show today. So I appreciate it.
No problem. We
Support your
appreciate
black
it.
podcasters. Support your black community.
Absolutely. Learn how to give back, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
I
Thank you for
think that's
coming,
it,
Miss
man.
Raven.
And we
We'll
out.
see y'all next time we on air.